Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined with the gang. I got Brian, I got Sherman, I got Slothy. Let's see how everyone's doing. Brian, how are you doing?
Oh, not bad, not bad. I'm looking forward to diving into some more of these spoilers. It has, I kept looking back because I've been making sound bites and stuff from the last couple episodes, and there were some funny cards. I giggled at the sound bites that Sherman picked out.
That's good. That's good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Slothy, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty well, thanks. It was a nice warm week and can't complain about that. How are you doing?
I'm tired this week, but I'm good. I've got you can see behind me a lot of tidying to do and stuff. I've been trying to move things around, trying to swap studio space around, and it's not going great if you can see the video. It's a work in progress.
On Slothy's thing, I don't like how warm it is. In all honesty, it scares me.
It's it has been like a pretty mild winter for us. It's supposed to snow today, but I don't know if it's going to snow like a lot here. It's southern, so
I think they said 30 centimeters at most.
Woof. Oh, all right. If we get 30 centimeters, then all right, I'll take it. I haven't seen 30 centimeters of snow since probably like I was a wee lad. Like I can't remember in the last decade seeing 30 centimeters of snow.
we got that this year already.
It did not look like 30 centimeters of snow, or at least in my hectare of the city.
Yeah, no, we got lots.
You work from home.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go out in the middle of the daytime when it's happening, it definitely looks like 30 centimeters of snow.
You day people.
And
sorry, you outside people.
And Sherman, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Not too bad. I'm a little tired. My dog woke me up this early in the morning at around 3 or 4. So he's just having a dream where he's like running or something and, you know, yelping and everything. Well, not yelping, but like trying to catch something. You can totally tell he's trying to catch something.
Oh,
So
you
he
sleep
woke
with
me up, and I had to,
you
like,
sleep with your dogs too?
Sorry?
You sleep with your dogs too?
Well, they sleep next to the bed. They're not allowed on the bed, so.
Oh, okay. Well, you get to save yourself the joy of when your cat, or I guess pet that you're sleeping with, decides to have a nightmare of their own and they twitch, and then like they're in between you and their twitch causes you to like like
Oh yeah, I get that from time to time. Like sometimes I'll take a nap on the couch and they like to curl up with me. And the worst is when they curl up like in between your legs.
Yep.
And they have like a fit like that. And you know what happens after that.
Oh yeah, you're awake then.
You're definitely awake. Like, okay, so much for that nap. Anyways,
Fair.
let's get on to these promo cards because I'm excited for these.
There's some pretty cool stuff in this set. We'll see if we can fit it into one episode. We might split it into two like we did last week with the bonus stuff. There's just like a lot. We'll start with the promo cards because I'm just learning today that they're promo cards. And even before we start with that, I hate the invisible ink borders. I think it looks messy and terrible. You guys will see them, I'm sure, if you scroll up after, but it just looks like it's like supposed to look like case file. I hate it. I think it looks
okay, I saw
like
them.
sloppy, weak proxies. I don't know. I'm not a fan. That's my thoughts.
I really like those ones, actually.
As long as someone likes them, right?
Been different.
just like the what's that card? I can't remember.
The
I'm failing
profiles
this morning. Sorry,
the profiles.
Faithless Looting.
No, I don't think anyone liked that one. So we will start with we'll start with just like the promo cards because, like I said, I just learned moments ago that these are pre-release only cards, and I never pre-release, but I might have to with something like this. I just called to ask someone to pull me them, and they're like, I can't. It's promo only. I'll let you guys start because I want the third one. So let's get Slothy to start here.
Sure. The first promo we've got here is Melik, Reforged Researcher. 3 blue and no red for a star legendary creature, Weird Detective. Melik, Reforged Researcher's power and toughness are each equal to twice the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard, and the first instant or sorcery spell you cast each turn costs 3 less to cast.
That's
bad.
Crazy.
I really like this one.
First spell.
Better than the last Melik.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the other Melik.
My whole problem with this is that it's so easily like spark doubled or Sakashima'd, right? Then your first instant is like 12 less. That's that's a lot less, if you know what I'm saying, right? Like you're casting Aminatu's augury for whatever it is, just like a blue kind of thing, right? Like that's a really, really powerful ability, and only once each turn, sure. But if you're in a spell slinging deck, something Brian knows nothing about, that's like
I'm looking at this going, how are you guys doing this? Like, I don't know how to build it. But the only thing that I would have to add to this is the experience guy. If you have him out there as well, and he's making it X amount or less equal to the experience counters you have.
Well, this is already really strong because the commander itself can kill you really.
I don't
easy.
even see that.
The commander itself can kill you really, really easy. But just like being able to like if you only have 4 mana untapped after you cast this, right? You've got 4 mana. You can potentially roll out 12 spells of damage on once you have your commander out. That's a lot. That's a lot of spells, and there's a lot of really, really strong stuff in that 4 spell slot, right? That kind of it might get overlooked a little bit because it's a little slower than like your three drops, but there's the being able to cast 4 drops and above for like a mana or 2 mana is crazy. And to give your commander 2 more power and toughness every time you do it is also nuts. Once you're 10 deep, this is a 20/20.
Unless they get rid of your graveyard.
Yeah, if people bohookabog you.
Yeah.
I'm
using that why they stay in your graveyard, not in exile as well.
In exile would be nuts.
All right. We got the next one.
Yeah, I'm reading this one and I'm like, I play with planeswalkers. Please take the Sherman.
It's going to be Tomik, Wielder of Law, for 1 a white and a black. It's a 2/4 human advisor. It has affinity for planeswalkers, has flying vigilance, and whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and or a planeswalker you control, that opponent loses 3 life and you draw a card. Not bad.
I'm a big fan of that for like the Orzhov's Politics kind of stuff.
I guess I just really don't run planeswalkers. Like I maybe have one, and that's just the Renan Realmbreaker, because I just see that ability as being too good to not have.
But just erase that from the card. It's still a really good card, a 2/4 flying vigilance that protects you. Yeah, like the affinity for planeswalkers is just oddly stapled onto it, right?
Yeah,
it's like a bonus.
Yeah, because it's only it's a 1 colorless, right? Like unless you're running it as a commander in a planeswalker themed deck, that affinity is not going to matter. But that's like just such a good like don't attack me card, right? Like just extra pillow fort of like attack me and I'm going to draw and you lose life to attack. I like it.
I like the fact that it's riding like a gargoyle or something.
Tomic's got a sick fit. I'm the first to say that. It's looking sharp.
Comes down, just like I'm gonna crunch your face unless you obey the law. Like, and you see this gargoyle just breathing down you. Oh man.
Yeah, that's really good artwork. I like that. This is the card that I'm the most excited for in like all of the set because it's overstated in every way. It's just an insane card. It's Voja, Jaws of the Conclave. 2, a red, a green, a white for a 5/5 wolf. Seems easy enough, right? 5 for a 5/5. They've given it vigilance, trample, ward 3. That's a crazy stat line. Even if it ended there, a vigilance, trample, ward 3, 5/5 at 5 is a lot of stats. Like we've really come a long way from like the days of a 5/5 at 6 mana. But whenever Voja, Jaws of the Conclave attacks, put X/1/1 counters on each creature you control, where X is the number of elves you control. That's really good. That's a really good card. So like we're already able to go into elves, and then
elves,
and then you draw a card for each wolf you control. So your commander, being a wolf, is an auto draw on attack, and then just building elves and wolves together, you just get such a, because it's not X/1/1s on elves you control; it's on every creature. So you have your like win con again in the command zone. Your commander has trample. It's so much harder to remove and it's a draw engine itself for like being aggressive.
Be aggressive.
You know what I mean? If you simply have like 3 elves and 3 wolves out, not a crazy feat in a deck that's like focused on like creatures, you know? 3 elves, 3 wolves. Yeah. Voja suddenly becomes a attack, draw 3, and then it's an 8/8 vigilance trample and gives those other 6 creatures also 3/3. It's stupid. It's another powerhouse card that is just it's for sure gonna overperform, right? Because in white you've got all of the protection spells, right? That's all I would run in this white deck is it's just going to be protection, my emerge unscathed, and any of those kind of things, right? Where you like
Fairies protection.
No, not that kind of protection. Like I'm talking protection from each colors kind of things, right? So that people can't kill my commander. And then you have all of the ramp you could ever possibly need in the elf section, so you don't even need to run a cultivate or anything like that. And then every wolf you put in the deck is a draw engine. You know how nuts that is to have your creature type as your draw engine? And if that's not enough, you're also in red and you can have extra combats to keep it going.
Yeah, that's
You know what would be fun in this deck? There's 2 wolves that stand out to me in this deck. One is going to be called Dire Wolves, and the second one's going to be Timber Wolves.
Yep.
Only because they both have banding.
Get the banding going.
You're banding.
You're funny, Sherman.
Granted, I think Dire Wolves only gain banding if you control planes, but still, you're in white.
You'll control planes. That's like I said, that's just an absolutely cracked ability. But the whole card top to bottom. There's a few in this set that are just like that. They're cards that are going to clearly overperform. And again, I've already built a deck. I've already got the only card missing from the deck is this Voja card.
Well, you know, if you really can't, if you can't get it on the pre-release, you know who you can call.
Yeah, I could call Atomic. Atomic, make me a Voja, please.
proxies.com. IT99, 15% off. Woo, 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 woo.
I need Atomic to make me this exact card, but just me on top of the wolf as I steamroll the table.
We need to get one of those green sheets now and put it over like a T-horse so we can actually get your shot of you on something.
We'll make it work. We'll make the magic happen. Did we want to cover the rest of these promo cards? There's like 2 more rares, I guess. And then
I already wanted to talk about this next guy.
Oh, go ahead then, please.
So I'm really the first thing I saw when I looked at this guy was his mustache. He has an amazing mustache. We got Axe Bane Ferox, 2 and 2 green, creature beast, death touch haste. It's a 4/4 and ward, collect evidence 4.
That's a brutal ward.
Right? But the only thing that I want to talk about was his mustache.
That's
the
fair.
guy's styling.
That's the having to exile from your own graveyard to target this is brutal.
I don't like having things in my graveyard, so yeah. I would not be able to get rid of this.
And then I guess, do we want to finish the last rare? Do we care about these uncommons?
I think so. The rare is pretty good though, I think.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Slothy, you want to hit this one?
Sure. Yeah, we got the Wojak Investigator, 2 and a white for a 2/4 Angel Detective with Flying and Vigilance. And at the beginning of your upkeep, investigate once for each opponent who has more cards in hand than you.
That's pretty decent.
I like that.
All right.
Man, Blink Moth Urn, this set is just going silly. It's such a good card. Add X mana where X is your artifacts each turn. There's a lot of decks that this can really slot into.
Well, like even last time we were talking about the commander ones, there was the one white card where all your clues give or gain exalted.
Yeah, that's funny.
So imagine having that with this.
With the Lord of the Rings set, they really brought food to the forefront as something that can actually be playable. And it looks like they're doing a lot with clue tokens in this. Like I already like clue tokens as just a mana sink to draw, but it really looks like they've made them very cool.
I was just kind of being nosy and looking at those other promo codes, and I just want to talk about one of these uncommons, or at least I think it's an uncommon. The Long Goodbye, 1 and a black instant. This spell can't be countered. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less.
That's pretty solid.
That's a great removal spell, and it's only a promo.
Yeah.
Like, I want all of these now. Like, I love single target removal spells, and the thing that can't be countered is 2 CMC. Yes, please. That's an awesome spell.
That is pretty good. And there's a lot of Commander just keeps getting more and more efficient, right? So mana value 3 or less is there's generally gonna be something on the table you can hit. But if you can't counter hit a birds or something that I really need, or a 3-drop commander, and turn my Marwyn into a 5-drop, that kind of wrecks the game for me a bit, right?
Oh yeah, especially like if you if you're slow on it and you like finally get it out and you're like, yes, I could finally start doing stuff, and someone's like, nah.
Yeah, there's a few. I was just power scrolling up, and I saw in the magnified versions, the magnified showcases, there's actually some really powerful uncommons that I was just seeing. So we'll maybe get to some of those, but let's jump back to our top and let's go from there, kind of thing. Sherman, you want to take our first one?
Yeah, so we got Agris Koss, Spirit of Justice, for 2 and a red and a white. It's a Spirit Detective for a 2/4. Double Strike Vigilance. Nice. Whenever Agris Koss, Spirit of Justice, enters the battlefield or attacks, choose up to 1 target creature. If it's suspected, exile it. Otherwise, suspect it.
This is going in a NIM.
That's a really good ETB. The ETB and attack trigger's wicked.
With a double strike, yes, please. Like double strike, so it's a 4/4. Like if you really want to block it, you're probably losing something.
Well, and exile on attack is no joke, right?
Well, especially like if you're able to give it haste. Like for my NIM, like I really try to get like one of those enchantments that are cheap to give my creatures haste.
Yeah.
So I come in, I suspect one of your creatures, I go to attack. That's your only blocker. It gets exiled or whatever happens with it, or what. Oh, menacing can't be blocked. Yeah, then I can just get through on someone, hit for 4. Like that sounds great to me.
Well,
you're in red as well, so you can always have an anger.
Yeah, you can have anger, you can have your haste, but you also have all your blink spells, right? Like you're still very, very blinkable. And even panharmoniconing this, that's a lot. Making it so someone's creatures, they can be your own. Nothing says you can't suspect your own creatures, right? And giving your own creatures menace on ETB is a very good ability. I could definitely see that being a fun commander. That's gonna want to go into the red suspect deck, obviously the Impulsive Accuser. But that's like I think that's a really, really cool commander option. We also have this Alquist Proft Master Sleuth. 1 a white and a blue for a 3/3 human detective with vigilance. Another ETB. When Alquist enters, you investigate. Then you pay. This is an ability that's way too expensive. I don't like this, but X1 white double blue, sacrifice a clue. It's, I sound like I'm doing nursery rhymes saying that cost. You draw X cards, you gain X life. That's a lot of hoops to jump through, right? Like it's to even gain. You could just sack the clue for 2 mana and draw a card, right? So we're already a minimum of 4 mana and a clue to get 1 draw off. And yeah, sure, it might be a good mana sink, but you're not in mana sink colors.
I feel like I have a lot of other things that I would prefer to put my mana into.
Yeah, it just I don't know. It seems like a miss with that ability. If it was X tap sack a clue, sure, that'd be great. But that's a hefty cost to get a draw off. And like, yeah, sure you get life gain, but there's better life gain sources already.
Yeah, like if you go infinite mana, sure, you can draw your whole deck. You want for sacrificing a clue and gain infinite life, pretty much. Well, not infinite life, but draw your whole deck. But other than that, if you're not going to go that way, I agree. It's the ability's too expensive.
Yeah, like it's sure he gives a clue on enter and stuff, but it just I don't know. At a mythic, I feel bad getting this at a mythic, like especially with what else is there. Like, Brian, take our next mythic, please.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, does this line me up to get this guy, or Is it Sherman that gets this guy? So,
Oh yeah, because
but
I have too
we
much words about this one.
we have Anzarog the Quake Mole 2 and Gruul, legendary creature, mole god. Like, when did moles become a thing? But whenever Anzarog the Quake Mole becomes blocked, untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase. You may pay 3, 2 red, 2 green. Anzarog must be blocked each combat this turn if able, and it is an 8/4.
Yeah.
I do not. I think they miss the mark on this one. Like, I know people are going to go with the combat route for this and give them invincibility and all that stuff. I look at this and I don't like it because I think they should have worded it where you untap each attacking creature. Because the fact that you're untapping all creatures, I have the temptation to go infinite and kill you all with pingers.
Yeah. Well, you
It's
could
just
you could
fog.
you could fill the whole deck with exactly what you just said, like the tap to do 1 damage creatures, but also your Priest of Titania, whatever, right? So you untap your Priest of Titania, and then, well, you're just generating your mana every time you go with anything, right? There's it's overstated. 8/4 at 4 with no downside is crazy. It has to attack. It's not a sacrifice at the end. You just get a raw 8/4 for 4 mana.
Yeah, like there's those angels that are 4/4s that cost like 3 or 2, and it's like this can't attack for until like the 3rd turn. Like or
Yeah, it's not like a slumbering isle thing where it's got to wake up, like you awaken the Quake Mole thing. Sure, I could see that, but this is just like raw. Again, like Sherman said, it's monkey brain Gruul stuff, right? Where you just throw a indestructible Darksteel plate on it and be like, I attack nonstop.
Yeah.
So you guys die or what? Because if it's indestructible and it has to be blocked. So as long as they have a creature, it just keeps going.
But that's the thing, though. Like, eventually the creature, your opponent's creature dies. So the way I would build it, okay, is I would just make him, like, throw a lure on him or just pay the mana for him because you're in green, so who cares? You'll have that mana. Throw down a fog, okay? Let's say I attack Slothy, all right? So I will ping Brian for 1 with, like, a Prodigal Pyromancer or a Thermal Alchemist, and ping all you guys for 1 or something like that. I don't know. I don't care. Either way, I ping one of you guys for 1. I attack Slothy. He blocks. Oh, wait, I cast a fog. Now there's no combat damage at all.
But he's still
So
blocked. He has to be blocked, yeah.
Stuff. Okay?
Mhm.
I can keep on untapping my pinger and attacking Slothy. He has to block. I'll kill Brian off, and then I'll kill Daniel off, then I'll kill Slothy.
That's actually a super. I really actually after it's been said out loud, that's in my opinion the only way to build it now, right? Like just a silly like untap shenanigans.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like,
I
you
mean,
can
unless
get mana too, if you want. Like, there's like, you have creatures like, you have Rada, you have Bergi, which give you like, say like you
or
don't lose
Torbran.
mana through the different phases. Or if you want to pump green into Omnath, like,
Yeah.
it's stupid. I think this was a misdesign. They should have said untap attacking creature, not all creatures.
Yeah, the ability to use pingers in such a silly way is kind of funny.
And like, if they did this, maybe they should have done like red black or green, like, or green black or something like that, But yeah, once again, like, I think they should have just said like untap each attacking creature or each other attacking creature, not every single creature that you have.
You could put something like Immortal's Resolve. Like I went to look, it's a green card, 1 and a green. Target creature gets 1/1 indestructible to end of turn. You just make any creature. I make your birds indestructible, and now your birds is infinity blocking.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's I don't think that's a very big hoop to jump through to get all of that out.
Like,
No,
only
like I
7
feel like
mana.
all the red enchantments that like triple and everything, and you're in green, like they're all expensive, but you're in green. You're gonna be able to produce the mana to be able to drop them all. So I ping you for 1, but that turns into 3, and then double to 6, and like if you get out the right pieces, yeah, it's a lot of damage real quick.
Well, Anzrag also, like, I know we're kind of going a little long on it, but There's also things like a Roar of Challenge. All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so, and then that creature gains indestructible until end of turn if you control a creature with 4 or greater. That's like, it's already there, right? So you just pay 3 mana for this sorcery instead of the 7, and then, like Sherman said, you give it a lure, you give it anything like that where it has to be blocked. That ability is not holding it back. There's no reason to have put that as a 1/4 or as an 8/4. Putting it as a 1/4, you probably could have infinity gotten through things because damage is going to keep getting marked. But 8/4 is crazy.
But that's where the fog comes in. Like everyone says, like use a one-sided fog. No, just use a basic fog.
Yeah, just straight fog.
One green fog. Make sure no creatures
all combat damage for the rest of the turn.
And I literally just ping you all to death. Who cares? I want your creatures to survive my attack, just so I can make another attack.
I like that.
All I want to do.
So, did we read his flavor text? His flavor text is quite awesome. His claws tear at the foundation of civilization.
His claws tear the foundations of the rules.
The claws tear the foundation of our friendship.
It's kind of a problem for sure. As well, like even if you don't go that route, all you have to do is give one of their creatures indestructible and then just trample. And then you just endlessly you withstand death and I just trample over everyone and kill them. There's the hoops to jump through on this are not high enough for this stat line.
I agree.
Like an 8/4 is just, it's too much.
Next card's nice.
Yeah, all right. Please, next card.
The next card is Aurelia's Vindicator, 2 double white for a 4/2 angel with flying lifelink ward 2. Disguise X3 in a white. When Aurelia's Vindicators turn face up, exile up to X other target creatures from the battlefield and or creature cards from graveyards. When Aurelia's Vindicator leaves the battlefield, return the exiled cards to their owner's hand.
It's okay. Yeah,
Get the angels back from my graveyard. That's all I'm looking at it as a reset for my grave.
That's fair. That's if you play it face down. I'm looking at it like the same way that I am with the Atomic card, right? Just erase the disguise part. Flying lifelink ward 2 4/2 at 4 is pretty good. Pretty good stat lines.
Yep.
I have nothing else to say for this one. So
yeah, we have Conspiracy Unraveler, 5 double blue for a Sphinx Detective 6/6 flying. You may collect evidence 10 rather than pay the mana cost for spells you cast. So to collect evidence 10, you exile cards with total mana value 10 or greater from your graveyard. That's again a big hoop to jump through.
I can see this. I can see this mainly for like draft or limited or something like along those lines or standard, but that's about it. Nothing
Why is this mythic? Like, it doesn't feel like it should be a mythic.
No.
Maybe if you're like self-milling.
Sorry?
Maybe if you're like running a self-mill strategy where you're trying to get through your whole deck anyways.
Maybe, but like I said, like I feel that this is more like for standard or for draft or something. Just because that is pretty strong for those formats.
Yeah, to be able to get through that. But like you're already 7 mana deep. If you have 4 of these in a deck, like you're saying in a standard setup, then throwing one of these away at your 7 mana is crazy. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like from the grave, throw 1 Conspiracy Unraveler and then 1 other card and you cast your spells, right? Sure. But I don't know. I think it's whack.
This next card is bonkers.
Please.
Or at least I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
We got what is this, like Delny Streetwise Lookout, legendary creature, human scout. It's 2 and a white. Creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. It's a 2/2, but the second ability, if an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So I'm just looking at going like all of my like life-gaining creatures.
Yeah, that looks like a really fun commander to build, like just like straight mono white shenanigans.
Yeah, like it just seems so fun.
I like that a lot.
It seems like something up your alley. I thought you would enjoy that one.
I like anything that doubles up triggers, right? So, who's next on this? Is Slothy?
Sherman?
German, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, my bad. It's Itrata, Deadly Fugitive, 1 blue and a black Vampire Assassin, 1/4, Death Touch. Face down creatures you control have 2 blue and a black. Turn this creature face up. If you can't exile it, then you may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. Woof. Holy smokes. Whenever an assassin you control deals combat damage to an opponent, cloak the top card of that player's library.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
That
I
seems
have
really
urge
fun.
to cheat out really big spells now.
Yeah, that's I think that's really, really cool. I
That's a
like
neat
playing other
card.
people's stuff, so
But you hate it when people play yours.
yeah, those are different things. If I say I like to get $200 as a bonus versus I like a $200 bill, those are very different things. We have Expedited Inheritance. Red for an enchantment. Whenever creatures dealt damage, its controller may exile that many cards from the top of their library. They may play those cards until end of turn.
Oh, wow. Look, Prosper's getting more stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
like I think it's like a niche card, but I don't really have many decks that have a use for that.
It just feels like this is 90% of what Red's been doing.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. It to me, it seems like I would feel bad getting this or the Sphinx as a mythic compared to the other ones we've seen.
Am I having deja vu?
What do you mean?
I feel like I'm
Maybe.
having deja vu about Esper or Prosper getting stuff.
It happens every set.
Yeah, just exile stuff. Yeah, nonstop.
Yeah, but it's red, right? So red is all about like impulse draw, right? Where you're exiling things and you have like you're gambling off the top.
Yeah.
So, like
Yes.
that's what red does.
However,
it's
Red can do other stuff too.
it's in the
Yeah,
color
but-
identity for sure. I don't like that it gives it to everyone, right? Like it's not a just you thing. So you're giving your color identity stuff to the whole table. I don't know. I'm not as big of a fan of it. Maybe if I see it played in an interesting way, it'll change my mind on it. But so far,
Do it as politics. Like, hey, if you attack me, then I can attack you. You know, I mean, like we can both like kind of pseudo draw that way. So it's like Daniel, like you have a someone that hit me for 2, and then you can see if you can hit your land drop. Where it's just play from the top? Yeah, play. So you can still hit your land drop, and then in return, let me hit you for 2.
Yeah, as a politics card, I could see its value. I don't know. Like I said, just compared to like Brian, take the next red mythic. Like they're just better.
I was looking at that one. We have Incinerator of the Guilty for 2 red creature, dragon, or good old Dargon, flying, trample. Whenever Incinerator of the Guilty deals combat damage to a player, you may collect evidence X. When you do, Incinerator of the Guilty deals X damage to each creature and each planeswalker that player controls. That's a 6/6.
Right, like a 6/6 flying trample at 6 that wipes the field if you hit them for even 1 damage is cracked.
Oh, that's a mythic.
Yeah, that's a myth. Exactly. Right, like the other one.
And he's not even legendary.
The other one at a rare is fine, but like you can Kalia this in, right? Like Kalia is still pretty popular. That's like dragon decks are never going to go out of style, but like just like oof, that's brutal. And it's
Dragons
a
are
great
the
name.
pinnacle legendary creature of fantasy, right? Like we're always going to have dragons.
Yeah.
We've got Intrude on the Mind next. 3 double blue for an instant. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library and separate them into 2 piles. An opponent chooses one of those piles, and you can put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Create a 0/0 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying, then put a +1/+1 counter on it for each card put into your graveyard this way.
That's big.
I don't think that should be a mythic. Maybe a rare, but
Yeah.
At 5 is a little expensive, but you get a few draw and you get a creature out of it at instant speed.
like for 4 mana, I could see this being stronger. But for like you said, 5 mana is pretty expensive for this.
Five's a little high. But again, like I said, it could make you a 5/5 blocker if you politics properly to deal with something, right?
Yeah, but I can understand why they made it 5 mana, or else if it was a 4 mana, then it'd just be a better fact or fiction.
Yeah.
But remember, we're at a mythic.
It's still an interesting card. Like, I wouldn't feel bad getting it. I've got at least uses for this, right?
Yeah.
I like the skull.
Yeah, the skull is pretty cool.
Right? Give me a card around the skull. Like, let's go. Like, let's give this skull a skull name and a card. Who was the skull? Give me his backstory.
The next card we have is Kaya Spirit's Justice, 2 and a white and a black. For a legendary planeswalker, it comes in with 3 loyalty. It has, whenever one or more creatures you control and or creature cards in your graveyard are put into exile, you may choose a creature card from among them. Until end of turn, target token you control becomes a copy of it, except it has flying. It has +2, where you surveil 2, then exile a card from your graveyard. It has a +1, or create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying, and it has a -2 for exile target creature you control. For each other player, exile up to 1 target creature that player controls.
Get out of here.
It's a pretty good ability.
You can make a blocker. You can do some other stuff.
Yeah, it protects itself. It does a lot.
Plus, you got the other new guy in the promos there.
Well, and you get just the fact that you can, for its ability, use that top like stack ability of giving the thing you exile, like you exile a target creature you control, 1 or more creatures you control, and or creature cards in your graveyard. Yeah, so you can just make the token into the thing you're throwing away. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
We have also Kylox Volt Strider. I don't like vehicles, to be honest. That's just me.
Blasphemy.
Not a big fan. I know you like them.
We're not friends anymore.
One.
You can talk. I'll talk over you every single time now. I don't care.
Beep beep. 1/1 blue, 1 red for a 4/4. Collect evidence 6. It becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Whenever Kylox Volt Strider attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery from among cards exiled with it. The spell will be put into a graveyard, put on the bottom of its owner's library instead, and crew 2. I don't know. I guess that's good for recycling your spells that are in the grave. The crew 2 is not a very big deal. Like, that's easy to get around. Crew 2 for a 4/4 is pretty good.
Not bad. So, like you said, recycling your spells from the graveyard, it's all right. But at the same time, like, once again, I could see this being in the rare spot, not a mythic spot.
Yeah, the selection of mythics is pretty weird. Like, some are just so powerful in comparison to the others.
Yeah. Because, like, for this to be a mythic, I would be like, okay, you can cast that spell for free.
Who's getting this, lady?
That's you.
You are.
Ooh, okay. Boom. We got Masker Girl, Known Killer, 2 black, legendary creature, human assassin. Fingers crossed that this is actually worth a mythic. So we start off with the good old Menache. Creatures you control have Wither. So when they deal damage to a creature in the form of -1/-1 counters, and whenever a creature an opponent controlled dies, if its toughness was less than 1, draw a card. Did I do it? You'll have to be more specific.
I think that's a pretty good card, especially with the other Masker Girl entering and getting everything like -2/-2 or a Massacre Worm kind of effect. That's a big draw engine. It's I got no problem with it.
I think that one's pretty strong. I think that could be a really cool commander.
Wither's brutal. Like, blocking when things have Wither, sure, like, you might kill my creature, but okay.
The best with Wither is to combine it with, like, First Strike. Because the math changes every single time. Because you hit them, so, like, they could be, like, blocking with a 5/5 against your Masker Girl, but if you have, like, First Strike,
that's true.
Then it becomes a 1/1. And they're like, oh, wait, now my stuff doesn't actually kill your stuff.
Yeah, very different math that way.
Yeah, people always forget about that.
Slothy, please.
Yeah, next up, we've got Rakdos, Patron of Chaos. 4 black and a red for a 6/6 legendary creature demon. It's got flying and trample. And at the beginning of your end step, target opponent may sacrifice 2 non-land, non-token permanents. If they don't, you draw 2 cards.
Solid.
Like that.
Like again, that's worthy of a mythic slot. A 6/6 flying trample draw engine. I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a roller coaster.
Yeah, and I'm never throwing away 2 of my permanents for you. You can have your draw. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sounds like something I would throw into Bogus.
Yeah, that's a great card. It's a bummer it doesn't trigger every turn, but I understand why. I do like that you can aggressively be like Sherman. Again, sacrifice.
So you want like another Toxrill. Great.
I would be all right with another Toxrill. I got no problem with it.
Douglas Dale, do you remember the Sherman?
Take this next one. I love this next one. It's wild.
The next one is the Pride of Hulklade. For 10 and a green, it is a legendary creature, Crocodile Elk Turtle. That's a 2/15. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total toughness of creatures you control. It has Defender, and for 2 and a blue, until end of turn, target creatures you control get +1/+0, gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw cards equal to its toughness, and can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Hello, new Defender commander.
This thing's amazing.
I'm in love with this card, yeah.
This thing's wild. And a Crocodile Elk Turtle.
Yeah, the type is wild.
It should just be monstrosity or mutt is what it really should be. An abomination of nature.
I've built this one already. It is super easy to build because it can be a defender commander. Doesn't have to be.
Interesting.
Can attack as though it didn't have defenders, just kind of stapled on if you want to draw 15 cards with your commander.
True. I'm a big fan of that one. That one's gonna be in my collection of decks for sure. That's such a cool card.
Mm-hmm.
This next card as well is hilarious because so many. This to me revealed how many players in the community have OCD. We have Trostani 3 Whispers. So it's a green, then a hybrid green-white, and a white. Legendary creature Dryad 4/4. So a 4/4 at 3, pretty good. But it's the ability orders that have just drove people crazy. So the first ability is 1 and a green. Target creature gains death touch till end of turn. The second ability is a hybrid Selesnya. Target creature gains vigilance until end of turn. And then 2 and a white. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. First off, these are great abilities, but why would they do 2/1/3?
Just to get at the people with OCD.
Who did this?
I didn't notice that until you pointed that out.
It's like that's a weird way to put those abilities on the card, right?
I thought you were going to say about the mana.
Things like Staff of Domination, where you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of deal.
Yeah,
like, you're absolutely correct.
Once you've seen it, it's abrasive to look at. You're like, oh, it looks weird.
You did set me off now.
I didn't
notice it until you said it.
I need Atomic because first off, I like this. This is very cool. Like a mana sink of Death Touch and Double Strike. Those are great. That's a really good thing. But I need Atomic to make me one in the right order. Just the exact same artwork. Just the same. Just move those abilities. Just a
smidge.
Why they printed them like this? And the other thing too is like even the order of the abilities you would give it. You would give the vigilance before the death touch.
I'd probably give the double strike before the death touch.
I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's a cool card, but yeah, like I'm hung up on that. I'm one of those people. I didn't realize it would bug me till it bugged me. Just where the mana symbols and like the semicolon lineup just drives me crazy.
I think this next card's mine, right?
Like first my vehicles, and now the order.
I'm just setting you off, yeah.
So I enjoyed when Dan spoiled this next card on what's it called on Instagram as uh people declared this as an unusable card. So we got Undergrowth Recon 1 and 2 green. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
That's good.
I think this card's fantastic.
Yeah.
If I don't have a land drop, I'm getting back my fetch or something like that. Like,
I can see it being not so great in, once again, like draft or standard or something, but in Commander, especially if you're playing a landfall deck, this is awesome.
Yeah, just a free return card. Oh, it's tapped. So what?
boo-hoo.
You've got one more land than you did beforehand. What's your problem?
Right?
Like, I don't see a downside to it, but yeah, some people's kids.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't even count as your land drop, right?
No, yeah, it's just a land. Just comes back.
Oh, how did you get here? Well, I'm
Anything
not gonna be
anything
angry
that's an
about it.
untapper, but like things like Windgrace, love this card. Both versions of Windgrace, to be honest.
Do you want to be funny? Get someone to alter the telescope to put the turtle thing in the mirror.
Like the Voral,
Yeah, the
Pride of the Hoplite.
crocodile.
The cards just get AI expanded art, and it's just the what?
This guy spying on the crocodile elk.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's early. My humor's weird right now.
The next one we've got here is Urgent Necropsy. 2 black and a green for an instant. As an additional cost to cast it, collect evidence X, where X is the total mana value of permanents to spell targets. Destroy up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 creature, up to 1 target enchantment, and up to 1 target planeswalker.
I like that.
It's not bad.
I like that.
I think that should be like a band name. Urgent Necropsy, yeah. That's
It definitely
mine and
sounds like a
Slothy's
band
side project. Welcome. It's I think that'd be a nice band name. No, that's pretty cool. Golgari is pretty known for having stuff in your grave, and throwing things away using the grave as a resource. So it's a good removal.
Mm-hmm.
Card we have is Vanifar Evolved Enigma for 2 and a green and a blue for a legendary creature, Elf Ooze Wizard. What? Okay, it's a 3/4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose 1. Cloak a card from your hand, which is put it onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature with Ward 2. Turn it face up at any time for its mana cost if it's a creature card. Or you can put a +1/+1 counter on each colorless creature you control. Wow.
I like
What
this.
would you call an elf ooze?
Vanifer.
An oozulf?
You have an ooze commander.
Yeah.
An oozulf?
Being able to cloak the oozes is very cool. To be honest, what's kind of fun about this is you could run this as nearly all just basic lands. It's going to every turn generate you, because it doesn't have to be a creature card. It's cloak a card from your hand.
That's true.
So you can just constantly be like, yeah, these are my land creatures. And just go into the land creatures like that. That could be pretty fun. My Vanifer deck is complete.
Gonna do it.
Yeah, my Vanifer deck is complete. It's just 99 lands in this.
Daniel needs to outsource because he doesn't have enough land.
Yeah, I don't have those 99 lands. Please come to Patreon. I'm dying here. I am almost out of forests again for real.
I got you.
Oh yeah, there we go. We've got the Vein Ripper. 3 triple black for a 6/5 vampire assassin with flying. Ward sack a creature. That's an obnoxious ward cost. And whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That's pretty good.
This is a mythic.
Yeah,
This is a mythic.
that's pretty good.
Oh, Daniel, please take the flavor text.
I'm afraid your investigation has reached a dead end. That's a good card. I got nothing bad to say about the Vein Ripper.
New addition to Egger.
To a lot of vampire decks, and to a lot of aristocrat decks, right? It's whenever a creature dies, not even a creature you control dies. And there's definitely, we all know from experience, every one of us has seen that kind of go off, right?
Yep. And please, you want to target my stuff? Please sacrifice a creature. Trigger my stuff.
Ward sacrifice of creatures. It's a rough ward card.
Been a fun commander if they made it legendary.
Yeah.
A legal commander. Rule 0. So the next one we got is our first rare.
Let's end there on that one. I guess we're right near the end here.
Let me jump back here.
Yeah. Spoilers of the spoilers, Brian. We'll end there and then we'll go into some rares and everything. We'll go there because we're already pretty long here.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, right. Where's my button? There we go. Thank you everyone for listening to Spoilers, apparently part 3. We'll get you back with part 4 coming up again in the middle of the week. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you like what you're hearing, like, share, subscribe, give us a rating. It really does help us out. If you want to support us above and beyond that, come hang out on Patreon. Pretty cool place, pretty cool people. Lots of articles go up on our website, into99.com. All of our content's there, so should be good stuff. We've got lots of fun plans coming. We've been the last few weeks have been really talking content idea plans, so lots of fun stuff. Stick around. That's it.
Yeah, and some new changes coming to Patreon here soon. Hopefully a new free tier for you community members.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Better place to talk spoilers, right?
Yes. Come and talk Magic with us.
Yeah, thankfully Wizards only spoils 18 sets a month, so.
A wallet.
New product alert. That's it. That's it. Yeah, we're good there. Bye, everyone. We'll see you again on Wednesday. I think Wednesday it's going up. Yeah. We'll pretend it's a new day. Bye-bye.